We are back, episode number 239, Better on Draft Podcast. Once again, thank you so much, Michael, over at Pigeon Hill, for joining us. We appreciate it. As we mentioned at the beginning of the show, which of course my fellow co-hosts did not hear because it's a preload, we've got a lot of upcoming breweries, including next week, Jester King out of Texas, followed by Siren of Stout Bar Baker. That's on 10:30. 11:06, we got Rheingeist out of Ohio. 11:12, that's a Thursday episode. That's right, Thursday we're going to be doing a fun, quick episode with the folks over at Goose Island, including Greg Hall. 11:13, we are not going to be live, but we're going to be in person over at Griffin Claw. So sorry, Dan, we'll try to send you something. 11:20, we got Joe Short. That's right, Short's Brewing is making a second appearance this year. This time with Joe Short instead of Scott Newman-Bale. And to end the month, Black Friday, 11:27, we got Norden Aquavit. Robin's going to be coming on and talking about Aquavit as a brand, but with segment 2, we'll start with Nick. Nick, what are you drinking since you came in? You missed the intros.
Drinking, the same thing as during the last segment. I got
same thing from 10 minutes ago, Ken.
Yeah, I know. The flannel mouth and the Listerman Haterade. I was pre-gaming before with a White Claw natural lime before the show started. So I'm already on my second and third.
Well, with no laws, Dan, what are you drinking over there? More vodka?
I just re-upped on the Bloody Mary, so yeah, still going strong.
We'll have to see, because I know we're going to be trying to send you some Aquavit from Norden over to your place, so we'll have to get you accustomed to it before you go live and drink it. I'm a straight drinker, a little chilled, and I like it. I don't know if we know too many cocktails, but I'm sure Robin can help us out. Robert, what are you drinking right now?
So right now I finished with the other two. I am cracking open from Good Word Brewing is the We Are America, which I guess you could say that is them doing their own, not necessarily a Black is Beautiful, but obviously for the cause. After that, I am probably going to dip into the Bottle Logic, which is the Bantha Milk Strikes Back. There we go. Trying to get that haze out of there.
With lactose, make sure you take whatever you need with.
Yes, because Bottle Logic uses lactose. I've not had any problems with any other beers that have used lactose, and I had the Fourth Wall from Bottle Logic, and there was another one which I can't remember the name of it. Basically, it tasted like a damn Cinnabon. But the lactose that they use is for real. So if you are lactose intolerant and you attempt to drink anything from Bottle Logic that has lactose in it, take a pill, find a Lactaid, or just avoid this shit. Or you know what? It's good. It might actually be worth it, but be careful because it can definitely play with your intolerance for sure. But it is a milk stout with blueberry, coffee, and lactose. So I'm going to hold that off for a little bit.
Wendy, what you got over there?
Like I just mentioned, I just poured a Death Stalker from Burial Beer Company in Asheville. I fell in love with the can. I saw it on one of the pages and was like, immediately reached out to one of my friends to be like, I need to try this. It's delicious. It's a hazy IPA.
All right.
Does not have Simcoe hops, so I can drink it.
And for me, so if you guys remember last week's episode, Wendy had told me that Batch Brewing was still canning Autonomous Collective. So I've got a Autonomous Collective from Batch Brewing to go with that. And then I believe once that is done, I am going to be drinking the 5 Mile Hop Series, the Chinook White Tea from Hop Tea. Kind of depends on how I'm feeling. If I'm feeling a little tired, I might use this as a pick-me-up, but since it's got caffeine in it, I don't know how late I want to drink this. I know it's only 5 o'clock where you are, Dan.
Come on, it's only 8 o'clock there. I want to watch you shotgun this right now. I think you should.
I don't think I've ever had this before, so I don't know. The white tea that Hop Tea currently does, their mass-produced one, I'm not a fan of, but now that, things are going well for me, I was like, I'm going to splurge a little bit, and I'm gonna get that. Speaking of going well, congratulations, Nicholas, on your promotion.
Well, thank you.
Hell yeah, Nick.
Salud. We're all cheersing for you. But done with that. As always, segment 2, Robert with the news. No drop because of these headphones. So hold on, ready? Here is Robert with the beer news.
That almost sounded segregated 1920s through that mic.
Oh, jeez.
Oh my God.
Oh, that's gonna do a better on draft podcast.
And I hope you enjoyed it. That's our last show.
Right now, here comes Robert with the beer news. Okay. Damn. Yeah.
Oh, shit.
Okay. So first one I want to start off with, I guess I feel like I'm starting off with opinion pieces these days. So I'm going to start with this one. So I've noticed that there is a bit of, I guess you could say, pandering that is going on, at least that what I think is pandering that's going on in the world of advertising. One of those big examples that I know a lot of us have seen has been from McDonald's and the Travis Scott meal, or whatever the hell that is. Which I think is basically like a quarter pounder with like mayo or bacon or something like that. Basically, it's however Travis Scott likes it. Personally, can't say I'm a fan of his music, but, I'll just kind of like, that's for whoever wants it, go for it. But I was driving around today, and I guess for those who are in the Detroit area, if you go around Evergreen and I-96, there is a big Budweiser billboard that is telling people to go out and grab themselves a Tall Boy Budweiser, a special edition that has rapper Big Sean on the can.
You know how I learned about that too, by the way? Bearded Ed's post of beer labels on the Better on Draft website, where he posts every month, once a month, all the beer labels of upcoming Michigan beers.
There you go.
I remember seeing that, wondering if he was like trying to rip him off. I'm like, oh, here comes the lawsuit, but I guess not.
So I guess for those and for being one who lives in the city and has known of Big Sean, I will say that could really not give a shit about his music either. So he might have some good songs. Hopefully somebody in the chat can point me in the direction to some hits that he may have. Well, obviously he has hits. I'm just talking about songs that might actually be
good.
Yeah. I'm sorry. I'm a Diggable Planets, Tribe Called Quest, Little Brother type of person.
Some KRS-One.
Give me some KRS. Give me some Eric B.
Now, I'm going to be honest with you. I didn't know who Travis Scott was. I thought it was Travis Barker. Which are completely different people.
Different people.
When I first heard of Travis Scott, I assumed he was a country singer because of his name. I'm like, oh, that's definitely
some Travis Tritt.
So in regards to, God damn it.
You did it.
Hour 8 in. So hits for fucking Big Sean is I Don't Fuck With You with E40.
Yeah, I'm aware of it.
I don't fuck with you.
Yes. I can't remember what movie that was in, and I'm just gonna kill me to try and remember what it is. But there's a movie where there's a kid who does a talent show, and she's like 3rd, 4th grade, and she goes on stage, and she sings that song.
It's Steve Carell movie, isn't it?
Little Miss Sunshine.
Yeah, I think.
No, I thought it was Jason Bateman.
Oh,
no,
yes.
And I'll look it up.
Yes, I know what you're talking about. I don't know if it's Jason Bateman.
Yeah, I can't remember.
But he also
no, it was with Charlie Day and Ice Cube.
Yes, Charlie Day sounds right. He also had a hit with Justin Bieber.
Yeah. So there's that. So basically, I guess the thing that I'm curious about is just with the usage of celebrities to sell products. And we see it all the time in advertising, in commercials with actors and actresses. But being on a beer can is kind of new to me. And I'm not used to seeing that. And, if it sells, that's great. But do you think that big beer could take off with this? And is there a well-known celebrity that if they were on a can, you'd buy it just on the can alone?
No.
Well, didn't E40 have his own line of 40s that I'm pretty sure we had on our show.
Tech 9 has a beer out there too right now. It's absolute ass.
Was
Who
Billy
does?
D
Tech 9.
Tech 9. Was Billy D ever on the Colt 45 bottle by any chance?
I don't know. I mean, there was a lot of metal beers between Unibrew and Three Floyds that were not like the person's name on it, but like they were metal. Like Iron Maiden's Trooper is Iron Maiden.
Yeah,
like
for those that actually collaborated and did it, but I'm talking about someone or a group, somebody actually.
Well, this is just Big Sean's face on Budweiser.
It's not like he made a variant of Bud.
Yeah, it's not a like Bud Amber or something like that.
Didn't show up at the brewery.
It fits perfectly because, I mean, if you drink Budweiser, truthfully, I think it tastes like ass. So
nice. I don't think that's gonna make. I don't think it doesn't matter who you slap on the label. I don't think it's gonna make a difference.
Woot Stout, I think that's got Will Wheaton's face on it.
Yeah.
Didn't he help make that beer though?
I believe so.
And
yes.
he's a big beer fan too.
Yes.
He's a homebrewer. The guy who does Fark.com, Drew Curtis, I think.
Yeah. I actually bought a crawler of that today. It's in the fridge.
Nice.
But are you buying that because Will Wheaton's on the bottle though?
I think a lot of people would.
Really?
I think Will Wheaton's definitely a selling name to where nerds would buy it just to buy it.
I think that's the starting point, and then when you realize you know the beer itself, I think that's the Will Wheaton gets you in the door.
I mean, I don't know how many people are going to be like, 11.5%. This is going to be my great introduction to craft beer.
Well, they see stout, but they never heard of Woot Stout before from Stone. But then they know who Will Wheaton is.
It's like my grandfather trying Ghetto Blaster for the first time. That was a mistake.
It's like my cousin on my wife's side getting Hop Slam and just and smashing it, chugged it.
So I guess to Wendy on this one, since we were talking about celebrities of that sort. I mean, is there somebody that if you saw them on a can, that you would say, I'm going to buy that?
There might be. I do remember, I trying to look it up because I can't remember which band it was. I know Pantera has come out with beer and whiskey.
Wait, Pantera?
I've heard that Slipknot is.
They're dead. When did they come?
I can't remember which band it was that my friend and I were actually going to go in together and buy it because it was like $300.
Oh my
Jesus!
God.
For this whiskey or whatever that they had made, just because it was the band.
Was it ABBA?
No.
I know
they charged $300.
Metallica has their whiskey or whatever, but.
I mean,
it wasn't Metallica. It would have been a much
just another example.
Metal band.
Yeah.
I mean, if it was Tool, you legitimately could take the entire album to drink it.
Well, and I know a lot of Tool fans that if Tool came out with a beer or a whiskey, they would be all about it.
Oh yeah.
Shout out to Maynard.
There's a lot. I think there's one where everyone would purchase just because of the namesake, and that's if mind you, because he did work with Aviation Gin and turned that into a successful business. But Ryan Reynolds, if you put Ryan Reynolds on a beer, I think a lot of people would buy that because it's Ryan Reynolds. Because I think there's a large slew of people, depending on, I think age and culture is what you like Ryan Reynolds in. Because I think, like, whether it's Deadpool, Van Wilder, Two Guys, a Girl, in a Pizza Place, like, there's a lot of culturally significant roles that he played. Now, for me, like, Amityville Horror, that's what I always remember him in, is that remake, and it just blows my mind how he can, do a little bit of everything. I don't know if there's any other, like, I've definitely been thinking really, really hard. About beers and like beers that celebrities have made. The only one that I could think of that maybe might fit into this is Stone Cold Steve Austin. Broken Skull IPA.
I could see that.
So a lot of these beers, though, is it just their name on it? Like does Stone Cold make that beer, or did he just license his name to it?
I mean, Big Sean didn't make Budweiser.
I mean, he might have.
So I found an article, and apparently Tom Green has a cherry milk stout from Bose Brewing Company in Van Cleek Hill, Ontario.
Star of
made in collaboration with Tom Green.
What was that? Freddie Got Fingered.
It does not have a very high ranking, but
I mean, as most of the things that he's done in his acting career. It seems like it's
I mean, Road Trip existed.
That was a good movie.
Now he was funny in Road Trip.
DJ Qualls.
And actually, in the chat, Andrew Wicklund has said that he says Pee Wee Herman.
Pee Wee Herman. Does he have a beer, or did he just?
I buy a Pee Wee.
Or he would just buy a Pee Wee beer.
I don't know that.
I'd do that.
Some Paul Rubens.
Yeah.
So, apparently, Marky Ramone did a beer with Cerveza Guinea.
I would do that because it's the Ramones. Because that was one of my dad's favorite bands growing up was the Ramones.
Oh.
I would do that for him.
When you say stuff like that, it makes me feel old.
Stop.
Not that far off.
Just stop. You see the gray hair? Just stop.
It was one of my favorite bands.
You can see the gray hair on my beard. It's coming in a little bit.
Oh, yours will come in as soon as your kid arrives. Don't worry about it. All right.
November 21st is the induced date.
All right. Going into the next one that I have here. This one is kind of interesting because we had talked about the stuff that is going down in Florida right now. Obviously, we just had Pigeon Hill, who is distributing to Florida. But we have talked about Florida and the issue where the guild has been trying to talk to legislators about changing laws to be able to open up breweries to be able to serve beer without having to serve food. This one is kind of similar in scope, but it's just, going on this in Florida, that there's been a series of insurance claims that have been coming out of the state. Most recently, there was one that came out from a distributor out there called Harvest Moon. And Harvest Moon was the distributor to Disney. And obviously, they've got, Disney World down there? I always forget which one, whether it's Disney World or Disneyland. But the Disney parks were a customer of Harvest Moon. But Disney has now closed all their parks voluntarily because of the pandemic. And since then, they have refused to receive any of the beer from Harvest Moon, on top of the fact that they are not paying Harvest Moon for any of the beer. So as a result, all of the beer that has been sitting there at the distributor has started to spoil and gone bad. Harvest Moon then went and filed a claim to their insurance company, Southern Owners Insurance Company, seeking coverage for the loss of the business income and extra expense and inventory of having to hold all this beer, and their insurance company denied the claim. Harvest Moon then turned around and decided to file a lawsuit against the insurance company, because basically the policy says that it provides coverage for, quote, direct physical loss of or damage to covered property at the premises described in the declarations caused by or resulting from any covered cause of loss. Now, when they went to court, the court looked at it and basically said that, yes, what you have does constitute as stock. However, the spoliation of the beer may have been a physical loss, that it's not the insurance company's fault. It's Disney's fault because they didn't take the beer. So therefore, you can't, claim, pull a lawsuit against the insurance company, because this is because Disney refused to take the beer. And thus, that's kind of on them. Now, sure, Disney has billions of dollars. They own, Marvel Cinematic Universe. They own Star Wars. They got a lot of money. In this kind of situation, you feel like Disney could have sprung for some of this to kind of try and keep and help Harvest Moon stay afloat? Or is this just kind of a tough shit, your loss, you guys deal with it?
I think it depends on their contract. on the contract that they have with Harvest Moon, because ultimately, yeah, Disney's the happiest place on earth, but it's also a business. And besides the fact that they have all those contracts with people, they do have employees that they have to take care of, and they have their own overhead. So, I mean, yeah, it does depend on what their contract says. Are they in violation of the contract that they have with Harvest Moon?
I mean, it doesn't seem like it. Because it kind of feels like if that was the case, then I would kind of feel like Harvest Moon would be going after Disney, which
Right.
then at that token, it's kind of like, well, Disney is one of the companies that probably has the most fuck you money than any other company in the world. And going after them would then negate their possibility of having business going forward.
Right.
So that may have been where they just decided, all right, we're just going to go after the insurance company and file the claim. But it kind of, for trying to help, I guess, in just thinking of the industry and thinking of, all of the tiers and the distributors that, I mean, I haven't seen anything that says that this distributor has collapsed, but we're talking about Disney, and we're talking about a lot of money that is probably coming in to this distributor to send beer to Disney, and now that is a significant loss. It's
So
like, what do you do?
here's my thought on it, and I think a lot of it has to do with not necessarily good business, but like you just need to, like, there needs to be a lot of give and take with those who are suffering, with those who are not. Like, we know people like the Podcast Detroit over in Royal Oak, like the studio is still up and running even though nobody can go through into it because there's a deal worked out between the landlord and Podcast Detroit. So when you have those types of agreements where people can kind of, and a lot of restaurants that I know, a lot of breweries, a lot of companies, like, they understand, the landlords understand, whereas some are just the complete opposite. Now with Disney doing something like this, I think would put a target on their back. And by target, I mean every movie theater that is losing money would definitely come after them. So your MJRs, your AMCs, every video rental company, Family Video, which still exists somehow. Well, most Family Videos are like Family Video / dentist / CBD store.
For real?
Oh yeah.
I didn't know they all sold CBD
Yeah.
until recently.
Yep, Family is notorious for CBD sales.
But there are a lot of, it would open Pandora's box for a lot more lawsuits. And at that point, as much as they have fuck you money, there's still a certain amount of money to where people would be saying fuck you to them based on all of these lawsuits. And if you create precedent, yeah, Wendy?
And their parks are closed.
No, they're not.
Well, they were for a point in time, though. Their parks were closed and they weren't bringing people in, which means they weren't bringing in that revenue that they were bringing in before. Yeah, they might be getting the revenue from all the other stuff, but that's still a huge, think about the thousands of people it takes to run a park like that in a day.
But
That's like tens of
And they're
millions.
not bringing in any money to pay for them.
and then you have Disney, but let's go to random, let's do a chain down in Florida. Let's go to Beef O'Brady's. Beef O'Brady's, which is a huge tap house, isn't selling their beers. Now is Beef O'Brady's going to get sued? Is Beef O'Brady, there's a lot of, I understand what everyone is saying. And I agree with what everyone is saying. Like, Disney has fuck you money. They need to just, but they also need to do it not above ground. Like, they just need to talk to Harvest Moon and settle it, and that's it. But the second that somebody realizes that they're settling with Harvest Moon, I think opens just the floodgates up to where there's a lot of issues that could potentially happen. That's just my opinion. As much as, again, Disney has fuck you money, that's still a certain amount of money.
I have another question too. So Harvest Moon has all this beer that's going bad. When the park shut down, did they continue to make the beer in hopes that they were going to open again?
Well, Harvest
That's a
Moon
good
is a
question.
distributor.
So yeah, they're distributors, so they're busy collecting beer from other breweries to then obviously pass on to Disney.
So did they keep collecting beers?
That I think is probably part of the issue, is that while they're sitting there connected to Disney, that they're thinking, well, we have to keep up with our logistics and keep getting beer. And maybe they kind of played a gambling game with it and just said that, oh, they might only be closed for a couple days. We'll make sure that we're going to have enough beer. And then it just started continuing. And there may have been a point where they stopped. I honestly don't know. Maybe there was a point where they stopped. But even at the point of where they stopped, there's still this huge surplus of beer that's sitting in their warehouse that's not doing anything but sitting there spoiling. And that's where it gets to a point where it's like, it almost is like they should have, I don't want to say that they should have donated it to someone to then, have it turn into sanitizer. Yeah, but I mean, it's, as a distributor, you got, like, really with anybody, as a distributor, as a brewer, you still have to make money. And giving all of that beer away or giving it away at cents on the dollar to make sanitizer doesn't pay the employees as much. It doesn't doesn't do a very good job of keeping the lights on. And I think I can understand, even from like a project management standpoint, that when something starts to crash, you try to stick to the project in hopes that it will turn around. Even when it starts to look bleak, that you still think it's going to turn around at some point. And then it hits that wall where it's just like, shit, we've gone too far. And there's really not much you can really do from that point, and until you try to get your money elsewhere. And I think that's where they try to do, is go into the insurance route, which clearly is not going to work.
And honestly, going the insurance route, if Harvest Moon was successful in that, think about all the other businesses who have lost money and product during this time that would then go after their insurance companies.
And I think that's what Ken is saying, is that if they went after Disney and they won, then everybody would be going after Disney's money. It'd be the same thing if Harvest Moon won the lawsuit, or at least had the continuation of the lawsuit, that all of these different breweries could start going after distributors, or someone could start going after these distributors to basically say that, the distributors rather going after insurance companies to say that we've had this product, it's gone bad. You have this in your coverage contract. You need to cover and pay these expenses, which, in turn is going to take everybody's insurance rates up. So I guess it's a slippery slope that goes from there.
Or put the insurance companies right out of business.
Yeah. True.
All right. So that's going to do it for the news segment, guys. We're going to run right into the game. The game is going to be really quick, really easy. We're going to play a King of the Hill style. First, once somebody loses, they're out. And that's going to kind of end the show. We're going to start doing that as opposed to playing a longer version of the games that we do play. Maybe when we have guests or we're in studio again, we might change it up a little bit. But, I know how long the show goes. I know a lot of people are listening, or a lot of people do turn out during the game. So I just want to make it a little bit fun during the end. So we're going to play a game called Before and After. Game is really, really simple. What it's going to happen is that I'm going to give you a hint of before and after. Robert probably understands already what this means because it's a trivia type game. So for instance, if I said phrase millennials like to say plus Australian toy, the answer might be okay, boomerang, before and after.
Oh, Jesus.
Oh, no.
So this week we're going to be doing music. Music. So I hope you guys are very, very familiar with music. We're going to be going elimination style. So once you get one wrong, you're going to be eliminated. Take a drink, swig a little bit. We're going to start in order based on my screen right here. So everyone that's watching, again, you can watch live betterondraft.tv every single Friday, 7 p.m. Eastern. Wendy, are you ready?
Sure.
All right, so what's going to happen is that I'm going to give you an artist as well as a lyric, followed by an artist as well as a lyric, and it's going to follow a before and after. So again, as I mentioned, millennial catchphrase plus Australian toy is okay, boomer, Boomerang. All right, so you're before Nirvana. Here we are now. Entertain us. Norman Greenbaum. That's where I'm gonna go when I die.
I have no idea what that second one is.
All right.
You've heard it before.
I'm gonna be mad because when I get to the one that's mine, I'm not gonna know it.
All right.
Yeah, I have no idea what the second one is, so I can't even.
At least start it.
Let's. Smells Like Teen Spirit is the first one, but.
Yep.
So smells like.
Oh, I get it now. Okay.
Heaven? I don't know.
It is Smells Like Teen Spirit in the Sky.
Oh, I do know what that song is. Damn it.
All right, Dan, are you ready?
Yeah, whatever. I'm out. Let's go.
All right, Dan. Van Morrison, Days When the Rains Came. Neil Diamond, Please Come Take My Hand.
You realize I have no idea what either of these songs are that you're talking about.
Dan only listens to symphonic metal, and this doesn't count.
Well, Dan, the correct answer is Brown-Eyed Girl, You'll Be a Woman Soon.
Wow. Yeah. Almost my
Nicholas.
first guess.
Nicholas. Yes. The Rolling Stones, I See a Red Door. Santana, Got Me So Blind I Can't See.
Oh, God. Sympathy for the Devil? I don't know. I don't know the Santana song.
You're wrong. So I think
it's. You want to go for it, Rob?
Go for it, Rob.
It's Painted Black Magic Woman.
It is Painted Black.
Oh, God.
All right.
I guess I don't listen to the Rolling Stones that much.
Robert, your chance to win it all.
For the win.
Here's another one.
He's gonna get it wrong. Watch.
The Rolling Stones, But What Can a Poor Boy Do? Barry Manilow, Well, you came and you gave without taking.
What a poor boy do?
But what can a poor boy do?
See, I told you. It was like once it got to me, it was like, I'm not going to know this. What poor boy do? Yeah, I got nothing.
The correct answer is Street Fighting Mandy.
God.
All right, we're going to try one more. We realize you guys aren't very good at the ones that I have in front of me, but I'll try to do a little bit more based on your guys'
not once we're 3 beers in.
musical tastes. All right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to ask one. First person to say their name and guess is going to win. Simple, easy. Spencer Davis Group. So Glad We Made It. Journey. You're Tearing Me Apart every day. I'm going to put a little timer on it, and then we'll try another one and another one. And if not, then I'm going to claim myself the winner.
Ken stumps everyone.
Win Ken's money. Ken Stein. It's like Ben Stein, but it's Ken Stein.
You need to be more monotone like.
3, 2, 1.
Nope.
Give me some lovin', touchin', squeezin'.
Had to give me some love, and that.
All right. You know what?
If you guys touch and squeezing.
If you guys don't get this, then I'm pretty much quitting. Police. Police, I'll be watching you. Aha, I'll be gone in a day or two.
Every breath I can't do it.
You take on me.
Yes.
All right. Well, we'll get it to Robert. Every breath you take on me. I had
sounds like an HR violation.
That's going to do it better on Draft episode number 239. Again, we got so many great guests coming in, as well as we'll be doing Dry January again next year, 2021.
Ken will be doing it.
What's it called,
Damp
Wendy?
January.
Damp January. That's right.
Yeah.
That's going to do it. 239 in the books. Again, you could find us betterondraft.tv live Friday, 7 p.m., betterondraft.com, Better on Draft on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Bod Podcast on Untapped and Twitch. We got a TikTok. We got a Snapchat. I don't know what those are, but we'll figure it out.
A TikTok.
A TikTok. We could do little dances on TikToks.
We can do that swipe thing where you wipe the mirror and it transforms you.
That pretty much just gets me drunk. That's what it's going to do. 239 Better on Draft. No matter what you think of your beer, we think it's Better on Draft. Have a good night.